process says...
Njala, I want to be fair to you. You are naive.
Thank you.
That's why the man Secretary General is the spokesperson.
Muwanga Kivumbi, you want to speak and parade yourself as if you are very big. Let me tell you, the day the results are published of how many councillors you have fielded, of how many chairpersons, you will shrink.
I don't know why he's angry. I mean, for what reason?
Where you are
can't
seeing,
celebrate that.
Where you are seeing attraction, so many people coming to compete for a ticket of NUP, should be celebrated as a success.
Exactly, should be celebrated.
They say he sold the part of his father to President Museveni. Okay? And there is both anecdotal and empirical evidence to support that. He cannot run away from it. In the eyes of a common Ugandan, Honorable Akena is in bed with the NRM. He's not any different from Honorable Mao.
Again, it's President Museveni.
It is President Museveni.
Is triggered. This is a complete meltdown.
About empirical things. If there's empirical things, they would have been
empirical things.
It. Where they say Akena in the bed, whatever. I've spoken. I've been in politics for 20 years. Let them play a clip where I've turned around and betrayed the party. Just show me one clip. Not only with NRM, with other political players.
Do you have a cooperation?
I don't have
but do you have a cooperation agreement with the NRM?
No.
So how do you
your member end up in cabinet?
And
your member is even telling the constituents that she's going to liberate them and bring freedom from a government.
How did your member end up in the cabinet?
She's serving in the cabinet.
No, you have not got her message. I don't know where you get that message.
No.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
And yes, indeed. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you're watching me from and at whatever time you might watch this conversation. My name is Mordecai Marissa, and you're watching Mordecai Marissa Live. Absolutely. Thank you so much for keeping your eyes here. This is Mordecai Marissa Live TV. One-man army. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, but before I tell you the topic tonight, I'll let you know we're almost hitting that mark of 20,000 subscribers. So go on and subscribe, like this video, and make sure that you comment, engage in a conversation, contribute to this conversation. Okay? I would really, really, really appreciate it. And if you find it worth, please make sure that you share it with people out there. Shall we? All right, let's go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's something that happened, and that was on NBS's Frontline show, a very wonderful political talk show. I used to be producer for that show when I was still on NBS, a stint that didn't last for so long. But I really enjoyed, even before I was appointed one of the producers of the show, I really enjoyed the show, even before I joined NBS as a media house. And there was a conversation. They were questioning the vetting process of the National Unity Platform and having other topics. And there was some sort of spark between Simon Kaggwa Njala, the host, and a National Unity Platform Deputy President, Buganda region. He ended up referring or calling out Simon Kaggwa Njala, referring to him as naive and probably part of the deep state. You might be wondering, but it all came from Simon Kaggwa Njala's insistence on asking one question. And I think it came to a point when Muwanga Kivumbi had enough. And, he's like, hey, won't you switch to another topic? You've already lost here. Can't you ask other questions? Now, for most of you folks who might watch this conversation, I know our Ugandan people are usually so quick to be like, hey, Njala Kaggwa, Simon Kaggwa Njala, I don't know the arrangement of the names, but Njala, he's been sent by the deep state, he's been sent by Museveni. I beg to differ, and if you stick around, I'll let you know why. Here is him asking this question.
Our purpose must be how do we improve people's lives?
Honorable Akena, when NUP came on the block, they were looked at as an alternative to the mess that had manifested within the opposition, do you want to say that they too have failed the mark?
No, I think
Do you understand the framing? Do you want to say that NUP have really failed? That's the question. Now, Akena went on to explain, and he was trying to point in Njala into a different direction, telling him, hey, you're putting your focus here, but we have a whole country dying. You're putting all your focus on the vetting process within a political organization, National Unity Platform. But there's a country dying. People are being lured into very nasty stuff by what? By chapatis, and he was referring to young girls who are being sent in to do nasty stuff. And, you know, he was talking about poverty and corruption and impunity and lawlessness. And he's telling him, hey, you can keep focusing on corruption. Vetting process within the NUP. Okay. Now, there was a gentleman I've known to really watched much of his opinions, but I really, really, really loved how he diagonized the problem within Uganda's body politic. And this was chef's kiss. I'll just play you here. Let me show you what he said. This is Leonard Egesa. Oh my God. I've never heard a gentleman describe what's going on in Uganda the way he did. Listen, before we go to the spark between Njala and Muwanga Kivumbi.
This agreement of Honorable Semujju's party is formed in Museveni.
Okay.
Now, what all these gentlemen are running away from is the actual problem. They hint about it, but they run away from it.
Sure.
And I'm going to dissect it from Honorable Semujju up to Honorable Muwanga. The problem is President Museveni is managing the politics of Uganda.
Exactly.
In his own understanding of managing politics. And he
directly and indirectly, even in a disguise sort of democracy, you know,
thrives in confusion. Honorable Semujju's party is formed as a reaction to a disagreement of money that was allegedly injected into the FDC as we knew it from President Museveni.
Now that is one. Museveni influences the division that arose within the FDC.
So,
you've received money from Museveni. Now it is Museveni creating division there.
Semujju is in the PFF because of President Museveni's influence in the party which he called home, a political home.
Two.
So his problem cannot be divorced from President Museveni.
Exactly.
Now we move to the NRM. The Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, on the eve of their election at the National Delegates Conference, was not addressing
their selection. That was never an election.
The chair of the Electoral Commission was addressing who? The party chair, because she knew that it is the party chair who calls the shots. So the Delegates Conference of the NRM, the people that won elections in that Delegates Conference were people that President Museveni wanted to serve his interest, which is...
Again, it is Museveni within the NRM calling the shots. One, we start with the FDC. Now it is Museveni creating the division between Anita Among and Kadaga and becoming or appointing himself as someone who should resolve the conflict that has been sponsored by him, by himself.
Is right now to prepare the political landscape for the takeover of his son. Okay? So the colleagues of Mr. Fono Pondo who were complaining that I was ejected from SEC, what, the chairman didn't protect me the way he protected Achigongo and the like. Problem, President Museveni.
Three.
Come to UPC. Okay. Honorable Akena, the reason why he has 4 factions in a party.
Imagine that, 4 factions within one political party.
I have talked to some of his colleagues. Some of them have come to me, and for me, I have political clients across the board.
Yeah, but Museveni never organized the vetting. Museveni never organized the vetting.
And now, when you see Simon Kaggwa Njala interjecting, he's trying to do what we call playing devil's advocate. He knows. I mean, he belonged to the Democratic Party. He knows he's opposed to the establishment. But he has to play devil's advocate. Here we go.
No, I'm going there. I'm going there.
Seven is not responsible for whatever that goes on in NUP. Okay.
Honorable Akena is seen by a section of the party as somebody who is holding brief for President Museveni. They say he sold the party of his father to President Museveni. Okay? And there is both anecdotal and empirical evidence to support that. He cannot run away from it. In the eyes of a common Ugandan, Honorable Akena is in bed with the NRM. He's not any different from Honorable Mao.
Again, it's President Museveni.
It is President Museveni.
You see how he influences? This is his visible and invisible hand operating within these political camps. You know, I usually see or hear a lot of people talk about opposition unity and coalition or alliance, but they do not understand the level at which Museveni has entrenched within these political organizations. A case in point was a point that was raised by Alex Waisomufumbiro, that towards the 2021 elections, there were meetings that were held between the camp of FDC and a new party that had emerged, the National Unity Platform, Bobi Wine and Kizza Besigye. While they were having these engagements, a one mama, Joyce Juliet Nabosa Sebugwawo, was spying on everything. And shortly after the election, this lady is appointed in Museveni's cabinet. Make it make sense. So you have to really understand, before we come to the blame game of Bobi Wine and the Besigyes and whatever, first ask yourself, how has the hand of Mr. Museveni been stretched into these political organizations? How far, how deep?
Move to NUP. Honorable Muwanga himself has submitted here. He has told this August meeting that, you know, we are fearing to go into a primary of adult suffrage because we can be infiltrated by President Museveni's what?
Museveni again, yep.
Machinery. Okay? And I want to credit Honorable Muwanga Kivumbi because at least he's aware. He's not like our brother, Honorable Akena, who even doesn't know that as a political party you should be running an intelligence wing which monitors what happens in other parties. For him, he thinks that you should leave that as internal affairs. Yeah, you should be monitoring what is happening.
Can I respond to this one? Monitoring and interfering are two different issues.
No, nobody asked you to
know what is
interfere.
going on in NUP. I know what is going on in PFF. Yeah. So
it's been triggered. You can detect the meltdown.
If having intelligence and knowing what is going on, I don't interfere.
What is interfering?
No, nobody asked you to interfere.
Even to comment, I don't have a need to comment.
Yes.
I don't have a need.
I mean, why is he running in circles? Everyone knows. I mean, even a blind man can see that UPC is in bed with Museveni. And he's trying to, you know, run away from these. They are not even accusations. These truth. I will not interfere. I won't even comment. What do you mean? A situation where one of your party members has been appointed Museveni in Museveni cabinet, and then you'd be like, "Oh, I oppose Museveni." Who are you kidding?
Comment, but I have need to know.
Okay, so
don't put words and even issues, and even when you bring this issue,
is triggered. This is a complete meltdown.
About empirical things. If there's empirical things, there would have been
empirical things.
It. Where they say I can now in the bed, whatever. I've spoken. I've been in politics for 20 years. Let them play a clip where I've turned around and betrayed the party. Just show me one clip. You see, people just speculating. I have engaged NRM openly. I have been the champion of iPod, where we have a roundtable discussion. I've had bilateral discussions.
It's nothing like a discussion with Museveni. You're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. There's no discussion that can exist with Museveni unless that conversation is dominated, taken over, superintended, presided, choose any word you want to use by Museveni. There's no discussion with that gentleman. He has no respect for other people. He's a complete narcissist.
Not only with NRM, with other political players.
Do you have a cooperation? But do you have a cooperation agreement with the NRM?
No.
So how do you
your member end up in cabinet? And your member is even telling the constituents that she's going to liberate them and bring freedom from a government.
How did your member end up in the cabinet?
She's serving in the cabinet.
No, you have not got her message. I don't know where you get that message.
No, it is on the poster. She says.
That's interesting. How did your member end up in Museveni's cabinet? And it's like,
It's liberation and freedom.
Let's watch it one more time. Come on. I love
telling the constituents that she's going to leave
the NRM.
No.
So how do
your member end up in cabinet?
And
your member is even telling the constituents that she's going to liberate them and bring freedom from a government she's serving in the cabinet.
Listen.
No, you have not got her message. I don't know where you get that message.
No, it is on the poster. She says liberation and freedom.
Yes.
I love this Leonard Egesa guy. He's a wonderful political analyst. He comes with receipts, doesn't let you to run away with it. I mean, no way.
Who? From the cabinet?
You cannot get away with anything.
The government.
The issues which they're dealing with there, where Betty has played a big role, is issues of poverty and
Oh, we're dealing with Museveni in the issues of poverty, as though there's no ministry that can fix that. We need a special envoy from the UPC to sit with Museveni to fix the issues of poverty within this region. Shut up. Shut up. I mean, there's a point, I think, to which politicians think that whoever is watching them is just stupid. Like, listen to his defense of Betty Amongi in Museveni's cabinet. Oh, he's there to deal with Museveni about poverty. There's a ministry that can fix that. And if we were to go by those standards, then we should have one person from the FDC, another person from the NUP, another person from Alliance for National Transformation, another one from the, from FDC or PFF, engaging with Museveni. I mean, this is even stupid that I have that kind of a thinking here. We should have all these people engaging with Museveni. Oh, we're talking to him about poverty. Or we're talking to him about unemployment or corruption. What is the defense of this Akena guy?
So please, if you're not in the later politics,
Akena has changed. But
yeah, and Semujju went on to really expose him, but it was really a sight to behold. This gentleman making points. But hey, let's go to
other people have against him and.
Let's go to a point where Muwanga Kivumbi confronted Simon Kaggwa Njala.
Akena was on top of it, but jumped on it. The questionable behavior of political elites vis-a-vis a national cause. Right now, what should have been a dominant discussion? 5 months, when is the elections? January? January, we are in September. You hardly have 4 months. But there's no discussion of any policy disagreement.
I love this. I've always had accusations against the NUP. Oh, they don't talk about policies. All they say is they talk about Museveni. NUP doesn't have policy alternatives. They've not had, engagements about, they've had conversations about policy disagreements and stuff like that. But once these opportunities are present themselves, there are no people to engage with. For example, you have an opportunity. You have a party deputy president. And the role of the media now is to confront this gentleman, Muwanga Kivumbi, with policy questions. What are you trying to do? What are you planning? Explain your manifesto and stuff like that. But they're going to spend more than an hour trying to go around the same question, the vetting process within NUP. How many months to the election? And after here, the next week will be, the shallow and the hollow, the ambiguous and the naivety and the nebulous language used by Bobby Wine and stuff like that. But once you have Bobby Wine on your show, you don't ask these questions. And again, you end up now accusing him of not discussing this. I mean, why not engage or introduce these questions or conversations when you have him on the show? And this is the point Muwanga Kivumbi is making right now. Wake up and do your job, Mr. Journalist.
No picture of a common Ugandan in the whole of this discussion. Across the when I saw the NRM gather,
because parties are not anchoring that discussion in that direction.
That's why I said, deliberately I told you that elections are subversive. That's why I said elections are subversive to the growth and the interest of Uganda.
Is bribery in your party inconsequential?
Again, he goes back to that. And look, I want to tell you this because someone might misunderstand me. Now, it is very easy to accuse Simon Kaggwa Njala of wanting to bastardize the conversation. But you have to understand how the media operates. These questions that are trigger-driven are the ones that keep people glued on the TV. And the more you are able to draw more people on your TV, on your show, it creates traffic. The more traffic, the more money. This is a company that can only exist with money. So the first thing you have to do is do stuff that are going to attract people on the show. And after attracting them on the show, find something that will keep them glued, sustain the audience. That's how you get money. So that's why he does it. So you don't have to feel angry. Oh, I can't believe, you know, Njala is asking these questions. No, this is deliberate. This is how he makes money. This is how he gets paid by you and I when we watch. For some reason, I don't understand. Human nature, we are so interested in controversy and drama. You'd find that if the conversation is centered on policy, it becomes sort of mundane and boring. So that's why it is usually trigger-driven.
Njala, don't be so sentimental.
No, I'm not being sentimental. I'm being realistic.
Can I tell you?
You've had complaints of bribery.
Can I ask you, bribery, prove it.
Oh.
These are challenges everywhere. The giver and the one you give has an issue. Those who allege that their money were taken, why did they give it?
But you know, I want to give to ask a question here. I've heard about these allegations of corruption. Look, it is very possible within the NUP. But I'm yet to see one person coming out and saying, hey, this is the money that I was asked, and I gave this money to this person. Every time I hear people, all these people talk about the corruption within NUP, they are too vague and nebulous in mentioning the names of these people they paid bribes to. So these remain allegations until someone is able to come with the receipts. And I'm not denying that it might have happened. It might be going on. Who knows?
I'm asking. The one who says, I bribed. So, you see, don't be so emotional.
No, I'm not being emotional. But this is very painful that a party the country looked up to as an alternative is being engrossed.
The party we looked up to as an alternative. Remember, this is the thing is driving. This is the dead horse is driving. He's been driving this one since the opening of the show. The party we all had immense trust, you know, all we believed. And I can take you back. During the emergence of the NUP, the same people that doubted it, for the most part, have remained critics of the political establishment at Kavule. I can guarantee you can go back. Those that have been able to adjust or have a change of hearts could be like around 2%.
That is above board. That's a given.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
The party needs to have a process.
Now, this gentleman is explaining. Kaggwa is going to come back with the same question.
That is above board.
Was this problematic this time?
That there are those elements is, as an institution, we investigate them. We set up a whole board of appeal to hear those cases. Even when the party went through the process, said, okay, we can't conclude it. Let's create an avenue for appeal. And a lot of issues have, because electoral area have been appealed and results changed. We are at that level.
I think I gave NUP its flowers when they did that. They made a few adjustments, I think around 9 or 11 positions, adjustments. Folks who are given cards were pulled away and, you know, be like, hey, sorry. Change of plans.
Okay. But also, we operate in a given political environment that's not dictated by us. We are not about, we are in, do you know what is called Munden? Ask him. Munden. Vis-a-vis.
What does it? I know what it means, but out of the blue, do you know what it means, Munden? Yeah, so what?
Spiritual. We are not a spiritual movement.
Oh.
We are a mundane movement.
Boring. That's what he means.
We live on earth. What has happened? Let me ask you. All of these people who are saying don't.
Semujju is being triggered here for some reasons I don't understand.
Agree. Yes. Semujju knows that the day you opened FDC to legitimate open political competition is when Museveni arrived at your top table. No, this is the reality. The day we opened DP, the day we opened DP to what is called a legitimate election, that's when Museveni arrived.
Exactly, and Semujju will deny. But the moment you want to do things in the right way, that's when Museveni says, no, you cannot. That's why he is so proud of his violence, because he knows that once he invites you in violence, then he can break all the laws. There are no rules and laws that guide violence. That's why he usually targets organizations that are trying to play the right way. We've had stories of folks who have been abducted, tortured. They always ask them, how much do you get paid? What are you trying to do? Even accusations from folks like Felix Kulaije. Oh, they were, Bobby Wine, had a parade. And they were dressed, donning military attire and stuff like that. And you're like, what are you even talking about?
Today, you are.
And they try to find ways in which they can invite you into the breaking of the law. Then, once they have you there, they can do everything they can that's outside the legal procedures.
You are now in a new political formation, away from FDC that you know. Museveni is on your dining table.
The very things that you used to accuse.
Again, Simon Kaggwa Njala comes back with the same question. Njala asked the same question, and Muwanga was really tired.
Honorable Muwanga, the very things that you used to accuse. Listen. Yes. The very things that you used to accuse have come to haunt you now. Favoritism, bribery.
Those are your words.
Oh, it's paused a little bit here.
Naive.
Thank you. The processes.
Njala, I want to be fair to you. You are naive.
Thank you.
You are naive to the extent.
But what I'm putting on the table is the
Njala, I want to be honest with you, naive. Thank you.
Reality.
What I'm saying, you are naive.
Fine.
Fine. No, it's not fine. It's not. Isn't it funny? When you're being insulted, your response is, thank you. You're naive. Oh, thank you. I mean, are you serious?
A political movement today that legitimately wants to oppose Museveni must acknowledge certain realities. And he has been very clear. Is that one, Museveni uses voter bribery, the whole Trinity.
That triangle, I've discussed it here.
Of NRM. It is vote rigging, bribery, and intimidation.
And if Museveni operates within that triangle, on top is vote rigging, on this corner, it is bribery, and the other one is intimidation. Then you know that he's going to have henchmen that are going to help him execute this. And some of them might be within opposition political parties. So what Muwanga Kivumbi is trying to say, we are not operating from Mars or Jupiter or Neptune. We know we are here. And if questions of bribery are raised, we are not totally distancing ourselves from these accusations. They could be true because we are operating under hell that was built by Museveni.
Those are key things in his
but I think you're running away from your own problems.
No, and we are not running away. It's simply unlike you, who is an
what characterized your election, your processes was fraud.
Now, the difference between you and us is that for us, we are in the deep end of a swimming pool. Oh. For you, you're on some katebe somewhere.
Oh my God. Hey, here you go. Mic drop. For us, we're in the deep waters of the swimming pool, and you're on Katebe. Okay.
And you have the liberty to reason the way you reason.
Oh my God, you got the liberty to reason the way you do. Okay, this is Muwanga Kivumbi angry. I don't agree with what he's doing, but I mean, this is being violent. I usually see people who go like, hey, Mordecai, you love violence. This is what they call violence. When you're being told that, what are you?
For us, we are in the deep end of a swimming pool.
We are in the deep end of the swimming pool, and you are on katebe.
For you, you on some katebe somewhere. Okay? And you have the liberty to reason the way you reason.
Honorable Semujju.
Semujju. Oh, now Njala is very smart. He's like, oh, Honorable Semujju, you can come in. This is deliberate. He wants to create controversy because it is from controversy that now you have people glued. Like you are watching me right now because it has reached at a point where you're like, oh, are they about to fight? Was there some sort of fist fight? No, there wasn't. For some reason, I don't understand. I have to invest in understanding human nature, the love we crave for controversy for some reason. Now that Muwanga Kivumbi seems triggered, is having a meltdown over the insistence of Njala on the same questions. Now, he runs to the defense from Semujju. Honorable Semujju now come in.
And you have the liberty to reason the way you reason.
Honorable Semujju come in.
I think the opposition political parties, I have told.
Then he went into, he was actually angry.
In PFF, even when you read our constitution, and then you can, our constitutions are not different.
I'll show you here.
We cannot hide because there is security, there is if I am a candidate, and then say vulnerability process. I was in Tanzania, and I show at the same day, I spoke to those who were in Chadema, one of the people, doing about 10.
You can't be a leader in CCM.
Can you allow me to follow? I'm going to lose this point, which is a good point. They told me in Chadema.
Let's go here. He became very angry.
Has beaten to parliament. It must be based on about something that I know.
Are you implementing that in PFF?
I have told you I don't agree with what you are doing now, but
he was giving examples of how politics is being done in Tanzania and how, you know, beautiful their system is only for and you can see his face is even laughing. That Ofonopono guy, is that being done in PFF?
That's why the man is Secretary General is the spokesperson.
Muwanga Kivumbi, you want to speak and parade yourself as if you are very big. Let me tell you, the day the results are published of how many councillors you have fielded, of how many chairpersons, you will shrink.
I don't know why he's angry. I mean, for what reason? And actually, Muwanga Kivumbi was really... He had a very good response. I'll show you here shortly.
And I don't want you to come here and pretend that PFF is small for you are big. You are judging yourself against yourself. The day you
PFF is not small. We are big.
Judge yourself against the established position in Uganda. You will not come back to this show. So stop.
What's the established opposition is he referring to? Established opposition.
Parading yourself as if you are big. For me, the point, and I want to...
Let's go back here. I think Muwanga Kivumbi responded.
What I'm saying, that's a different matter. So where you are seeing...
The areas where you are, the areas where you are not, and others.
Where you are seeing...
celebrate that.
Where you are seeing attraction, so many people coming to compete for a ticket of NUP, should be celebrated as a success.
Exactly, should be celebrated. You can't, you know, hide your success. They'll say you're bragging, but hey, who am I not to celebrate my success? Now, you want to call that bragging? So be it, lady or gentleman, but I won't hide my success. Okay, let's get to the end of the show. I want to show you something here. Interesting. I think it was Kivumbi now giving a rebuttal. I wrote it down here. Let's see.
On the NUP website.
How long have you been a party member? Ask you about party ideology. Then secondly, they do one which is controversial is what they called the ground survey. And I can tell you, Honorable Semujju, for all the weaknesses in NUP, I tell you, and you know, Eddie Awe wanted to stand in Ichira, and is a brother of Bobby Wine. In Ichira, your own constituency. The ground survey brought a different candidate. Eddie Yawe was dropped.
So you conducted the survey before.
Now listen to Kaggwa Njala. Kaggwa Njala doesn't even. Either it's called willful ignorance, is willfully ignorant, or he's saying it for the controversy, or he doesn't really know really, because they're not referring to the upcoming election, they're referring to 2021 election.
He expressed interest.
No.
That's quite irregular.
No. Don't get me wrong.
Did Yahweh express interest?
Not in this election. I'm speaking about last election.
Exactly. I mean, come on. What's going on? Okay. Okay, let's go here. Again, Kaggwa Njala brought the same question again, over and over and over again. And Kivumbi wasn't having it. He's like, hey, man, give up on this.
That came to do away with that as an alternative. Over the show. At the onset, NUP was looked at as an alternative that came to do away with the evils that had infiltrated other parties, the traditional parties. Do you imagine they're falling in the same trap?
Kivumbi was like, man, again, the same question.
I am still thinking that your focus is in the wrong direction.
Exactly. Just like Kivumbi said, there should be a very important, there's a very important question, a conversation that's being ignored.
In all honesty, as things are now, the main task which NUP has is using the official platform to keep government in check. And that one is not on constant, on the inner, but
compromised.
Even if I disagree, I've talked about.
Again, he asked the same question. Listen.
We need strong parties. Strong parties help guarantee our democracy. So even if I disagree,
the strength of NUP getting compromised?
Even if I disagree,
it is, the focus is on NUP. Was it compromised?
Disagree with I would rather have an NRM which is functional and organized, NUP which is functional organized, PFF which is functional organized, than have
Listen to the question again.
Something which is hollow.
It's NUP. Keep everything you say. It doesn't matter. All the points you have, make sure that you keep your focus on the NUP.
Which the parties often will go through that difficulty. And that's why these issues of funding come in and whatever. But funds have been used to misrepresent and also to portray a different position.
Okay, now, do you worry that NRM, rather NUP, is suffering the same fate?
Oh my God. How many questions are you going to ask? How many times are you going to ask the same question? Oh gosh.
Other parties have suffered where money,
Kivumbi was like, come on, guys.
favoritism, and other evils have brought them down, have grossly compromised them.
And I am not worried per se, because I honestly believe that we will find a way through this one. And as far as I'm concerned, I know what I'm prepared to do and what we're working towards in this 2026.
Give us the report of Chairman Nyanzi's extortion, because that was formed long ago.
Now, OO is here just to disrupt people.
I'm not disrupting. I thought.
Okay, if OO wants to jump into this one, I will go back to where we were in Kololo. People talked up today who's 6% grabbed us and stopped.
But maybe it's very important because we are talking about. I know it was just an interjection, but maybe it's very important because we are talking about the evils or the gross irregularities within processes. OO is asking about a commission of inquiry that was instituted to probe allegations of bribery and sex.
And now he goes on to sex.
Simon as a friend.
Okay. Now, Muwanga Kivumbi was like, hey, brother, you're my friend, okay? Listen to this.
When you come with a particular issue and you lose a cause, you don't persist on it.
Exactly. Don't insist on asking this issue. You've already lost.
You came here to make a point, to portray NUP as a party full of, favoritism,
bribery.
full of bribery, corruption. You've lost it.
Exactly.
Since we started.
Was there an inquiry established?
And you keep coming.
No, was there an inquiry
You
established?
keep coming and coming and coming and coming. One, NUP doesn't work in...
I mean, he went on to explain that, you know, we're not going to be here and pretend like NUP is some sort of a special outfit, that we are flawless. We are operating under hell. And because we live in hell of Museveni and trying to fight our way out of this hell, we're going to have a few members that sit on Museveni's, on Satani's, you know, table, on that council, while we are trying to fight to get rid, you know, ourselves of all the particles from hell. Some folks would want to pull us back into that pit. So, again, I'm going to make a point I made earlier at the beginning of this conversation. I said, it is very easy to look at Simon Kaggwa Njala and be like, oh, Simon Kaggwa Njala has some sort of a personal vendetta against the NUP. I don't think is the case. Well, he might, this is my interpretation of Simon Kaggwa Njala. He doesn't believe in the leadership of Bobi Wine, which is fine. I don't really care. Everyone can choose whoever they want to support or to render their support to. And when he comes on this show, he could be driven by a little bit of bias, which is expected. But for the most part, I believe he plays the devil's advocate. And playing the devil's advocate actually intertwined with his bias against the NUP and Bobi Wine as a person. This is how he draws what I mentioned, traffic. And when he's able to sustain this traffic on his show, you've always heard the conventional famous saying, numbers don't lie. If his bosses are able to see the numbers shooting up, it means more money. Now, this doesn't mean that he's being paid by the Museveni regime. It could be his bias or his mastery at show hosting. And that earns him that position and more money. So don't take it personal. Be like, okay, this is what he's trying to do. And take it for what it is, okay? I enjoyed this one. Tell me what you think. Go on and write in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching me from. If you've been able to watch till the end, where are you watching me from? All right, my name is Mordecai Morisa. I really had a wonderful time with you. I can't wait to know where you're watching me from. Your name. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.